Husband is still sleeping with our threesome partner. I've been married to my husband for 10 years, and in that time it's been great and loving and loyal, and I felt really lucky. We have one child. Well, about 2 years ago, my husband wanted to open up the bedroom and see other people, but just sexually. I wasn't into it and was completely taken aback by the whole idea. I've thought about what it would be like to be with another man, I admit, but like the most innocent thought. I've had sex with the same man for 10 years, so naturally I have thought about it. But I'd never say that to him or even want to. So about 2 months later, after having thought about it, I decided I was down for it. I made sure I could also see another man because I'm not a lesbian and not into women, and a lot of people think threesome just means man-man-woman. And that's hardly the case. Basically, he wanted to do woman-woman-man first, but was open to doing it with another man. Long story short, he suggested someone he works, but not in the same department. So okay how they crossed paths, but apparently they have. Since she was the first person on his mind, I was a little worried. He suggests we meet for dinner and go from there. Fast forward to dinner, and let's call her Gina, 24 ads, and my husband were hitting it off and basically flirting in front of me pretty hard. I had been drinking a lot that night, and we finally decided to leave and invite her back to our house. Next thing I know, we're having a threesome, but it felt like a twosome. They started making out, and he started fingering her without even giving me a kiss first. I started to undress, and he started to kiss me too, but she started giving him oral, and he was back on her. He kept saying how tight she was and how he missed her pussy, which was very weird to me. She was also very into my husband and was very vocal and moaning constantly. He ended up having sex with her raw and came inside of her after she told him to, which he said she did in the heat of the moment. I was so shocked I didn't know what to do, so I went to the bathroom and showered. They basically kept going at it even though he came, and he's never had that type of energy with me. It like he couldn't get enough of her. So a couple days ago, I came home early from my parents' house, and I find her in my home, in my bedroom having sex with my husband without me. They didn't hear me, and I just couldn't believe it. He kept saying how much tighter she was than me and how he wanted to get her pregnant. She apparently wants a lot of kids, and he always expressed just having one child even though I wanted more. They went on for about 10 more minutes before he told her he was gonna come in her again. I walked in and asked what the hell he was doing, and he didn't even pull out of her. He just was shocked and said, "What? They already had sex, what's the big deal?" I told her to get out, and he said that I couldn't just kick her out. She didn't say anything but kept moaning because he was still inside of her. I told him to get her out, or I'd call the cops, and that's when he finally got off of her and asked her to leave. I asked how many times did they have sex since the first time we had a threesome, and he said a couple times at her place, and he would have invited me, but I was busy those days. Yeah, right. I asked if he always would come in her, and he said yay, cause she's on the pill even though we said he wasn't allowed to do that per agreement. I told him I want a divorce, and he has the nerve to be shocked. I went through his phone, and that basically confirmed what everyone said, and I suspected that he's been sleeping with her for a while, and they're very much in love, and he wants to have babies with her. It's so gross. She was 19 when they first started hooking up, and I feel so badly about myself. He's basically still seeing her as he hasn't been home really, and I just want to scream and yell. Am I the a-hole for divorcing him and taking all his money?